Welcome to another edition of Wings Weekly. Jay Kleinknecht here, along with head coach Scott Langer, of course. And Coach, a little recap here again. Wings sweep the home and home with Brookings, winning 6-1, 5-2 behind goals from Sokoli and Sladek, and Pokorny and Kennedy both scoring twice on Friday. And then on Saturday, Sladek scored again, and Pokorny and Bendorf both scored twice. Power play was 1 of 6, and the PK was perfect. Vernon had another very solid weekend and climbs to 4th best in the league with a 2.05 goals against average and a .934 save percentage. With the exception of maybe a little bit of a lack of energy or something in the second period there on Saturday night, you got to feel pretty good about the way your team played on the weekend, huh?
Yeah, we starting out Friday, I thought, once we settled in there, sometimes it's actually a little tougher to play, even though it's a short trip, because it ends up being a long day.
Yeah.
But I thought our guys, once we settled in, we had a real good end of the first period there, which set the tone for the rest of the game. And I thought our guys played right to the buzzer up in Brookings. Saturday, first period was just okay. Second period, we just didn't have the legs going, and Brookings got a little, they got a little confidence. Obviously they scored that penalty shot goal, and but again, good teams find a way, and this team was determined. They came out of the locker room in the third period, and I thought it was pretty much a one-way period.
Yeah, really was, and I've very seldom can you question the effort of this team, and I wouldn't have done that on any points over the weekend either. But again, maybe a little flat in the second, but they come out really strong in the third, as you mentioned. I got to give credit to Jonathan Bendorf for that the empty net goal where that was a complete effort play against, he's outnumbered in there by himself and somehow is able to come out of the corner with the puck and put it past the goal line after getting caught up, by one of their guys. And I don't think he knew they were coming. But that level of effort from leaders like Jonathan and like Nick Sokoli and stuff is really trickling down, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and you're seeing it, right through our lineup. You look at the weekend Stepan Pokorny had. To me, that's a result of following players like Bendorf and Sokoli and Weigel and those guys. His work ethic certainly is getting to a pretty good point, and his play is definitely showing that. But you look at that goal by Bendorf. It was basically a 1-on-4 at that time, and he had said the night before that he was going to get a shorty the next night, and I don't know if that was in his mind or not, but he certainly wanted it, and he got it.
Excellent effort for sure. Well, there's a lot of stats that don't show up on the box score or in the box score, like block shots and hits, things like that. Are you happy with those stats and the level of effort, as I guess I'm going back to effort, but that you're seeing from your team in those categories?
Well, the games that we play well in, we're reaching all of our benchmarks for our stats, and the ones we just play okay in, we've identified our stats within our process, and when we reach our goals, we come out on top, and we come out on top handily. So our guys are really buying into them. They see them on the wall every Monday. Coach Hill puts them all on the wall, and the big ones are energy stat, which is your block shots plus your hits, and it'll equal a certain number. And our guys really they battle each other for that number. Okay. So it's I do like where we're at. Obviously, when you're physical, it seems to help our team. There's nights that we're not physical or periods we're not physical. And it shows on the scoreboard. Yeah.
Well, a very well-rounded team, too. You dominated the shots on goal category over the weekend, too, even more so than the scoreboard indicated there in Brookings. And I got that feeling, and in talking to Coach Hill afterwards, I think it ended up being 51-25, somewhere in that neck of the woods, the shots on goal category. And obviously, that's kind of a measuring stick for puck possession and being able to play in their zone and create chances. Often starts with winning a faceoff. Are you pretty, happy with how the centermen are playing at the dot?
At times, I think they, we want them to be around 60% a night. So we battle that number quite a bit. But our guys work hard at the dot. There's some nights that you'll see that, the wings are stepping in and taking some draws just because our centers are not having a great night. But it's that's an awesome thing where, you know, we have guys that can actually come off the wall and get in the center dot and contribute. So that's been working for us pretty well. And you know, you go back to the puck possession. You know, there's no secret when you watch our team on tape how much we're on pucks.
Yeah.
And from a coach's standpoint, that's just awesome to see. You know, it's I don't care what you do when you're playing a team that is just hounds pucks as much as our team. There's nothing you can really do as the opposing team but up your game.
Right.
You know, it's not like you're going to go and draw plays up, but when a team is that persistent and arm pucks, you know, that's why we have so many pucks. And you know, this weekend we only gave up 6 chances per game. You know, even though we outshot them, the big number is we only gave up 6 chances a game. And when you're giving up that few of chances, you have a chance to win.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and you know, you mentioned too that sometimes for the wingers to be able to come in and take a draw, but there's a lot more to that than the casual or average fan sees too, because I mean, there's different things that you guys have drawn up where you may almost intentionally let them win it so it goes back to a wall and have a wing, you know, trailing the play or whatever. So sometimes even though somebody in the stands may think, oh, they're not winning a lot of draws, sometimes it's by design too.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we have, you know, 15 to 20 face-off plays that we'll run throughout the course of the night, and you know, every dot we're at, we have a play for it. So everybody's got to know what they're doing and where they're supposed to be. But it keeps us all on the same page. And yeah, there's times that we're going to let you win it. You know, it's I'm not going to tell you when, but you know, we got some guys that are really good on the forecheck. So yeah, there's times that you think we're actually losing it, but it is by design.
Okay. Well, right now, Austin is on top of the division with 25 points. Wings in second with 24 and a 11-2-1-1 record. Minot in third with 22 points. Then Bismarck with 17, Minnesota with 15, and Brookings with 6. You guys don't see Austin until after the first of the year. If it was up to you, would you have a little more balance in the schedule and seeing different opponents at different times rather than so heavy at one point in the season and then another team heavier in the other part of the season?
I guess my thing is I'd rather just see all the teams the same amount.
Yeah.
But with our out of division games, that changes things a little bit. But I'm not sure about the balance. You know, either way, you're going to have to play those teams. I thought our schedule's been good so far. Mm-hmm. But at this time of the year, it certainly wouldn't hurt for Austin and Aberdeen to meet up. You know, and I think a lot of people would like to see that game. It's 2 good teams, you know, fighting for the top spot. But you know, we'll wait till we get that opportunity, and hopefully a couple teams do us some favors.
Yeah. Well, and of course, Minot's a very solid team up towards the top as well. I mean, any team in this division, we've talked about that on many occasions, of course, and you'll see Bismarck coming up in just a bit too. Right now, the Wings have the best win percentage in the entire league at .800. And again, we've talked in the past about peaking around Christmas and having guys playing at their best. Do you feel like you're ahead of schedule right now, or maybe they're not being quite tested with some teams quite as much as others, or what do you think? What are your thoughts there? Is there a sky the limit when it comes to Christmas?
No. I think there's certainly a period of time when you peak a little bit, but it's the coaching staff. They got to find ways to keep that interest level going, yep. And you know, we're ahead of schedule as far as our first year guys. There's some of those guys that have really exceeded expectations early on, which that's why we're at .800 win percentage right now and tops in the league. So, you know, we just have to find a way every time we touch the ice to get better, and that's not the easiest thing to do in junior hockey. So, right. We'll just try to keep it interesting and continue to bring our young guys along, and I think our leadership's great. So. You know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Well, again, we talked about another talented hockey team that's coming to town. You've seen them recently. A 2-game homestand with the Bismarck coming up. What do you expect from Bismarck, and how do you prepare?
Well, they're going to come hard. They always do. They play with a lot of emotion. They come hard at you. You know, it's a 60-minute all-out, you know, war at times against them. They got a good hockey team there. Their vets are definitely putting up numbers over there and pulling their weight. And I thought their recruiting class is really good. And you know, obviously, you look at their goaltending with Roberts has been outstanding the last 2 years. But our preparation is not going to change. Obviously, there's some things that we struggled against them on in the last series that we'll try to clean up a little bit, but our preparation will still be the same. We'll do the same, work on the same stuff and try to get better at it, and then come Friday, be ready to go.
Okay. Well, we'll talk specifics about the games Friday and Saturday here at the OD Ice Center coming up in just a bit. Coach, I won't keep you any longer, but a final question. What do you think of my mustache?
It's gross. I don't know what's worse, you or Hilly.
I kind of figured that. Okay. Well, Coach, again, I appreciate you coming on the show, and we'll wish you best of luck coming up against Bismarck, and we'll be back with the second portion of Wings Weekly after this.
Let's make a taco. No, seriously. Start with a tortilla, soft tortilla. Warm it, kiss it. Don't kiss it. Chicken? How about tequila lime chicken? Now we're cooking. Slice this, peel that, snip those. Salsa? Verde. Cheese? Cotija. Oh, forgot to mention. Guac. That's better. See, anyone can make a taco, but we're not anyone. We're Qdoba, and these are knockout tacos. Qdoba Mexican Eats. Choose flavor.
Welcome back to Wings Weekly. Jay Kleinkinek continuing on with a couple of players as usual, folks. Stepan Pokorny of Kolin, Czech Republic. Stepan, am I saying Kolin right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And of course, John Sladek of Novi, Michigan. Thanks for coming on the show, you guys. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to let the fans get to know you a little bit. Big weekend for both of you guys. 2-goal weekend for you, John, and 4 goals for you, Stepan. And for the third time this season, I get to announce, since we record early, that you are the Central Division Player of the Week. So congratulations. What do you guys take away from a weekend against Brookings? Obviously, be able to score some goals and really control and dictate the tempo overall. How do you feel about the way you guys played as a team?
I thought on Friday night we came out good off the bus, kind of all over them. Then Saturday, I thought we got tested a little bit in the second period. We kind of let off, and they came back and tied the game. And then in the third period, we just kept pushing, and eventually we popped 3.
Yeah. Stepan, would you kind of echo those sentiments?
Yeah, I think I would agree with John, and I think the good thing was we scored the first one at every game. And we just kept going, and eventually we got the 4 points.
Yeah. You know, and I haven't looked at the stat for a while now, and I probably should, but I know I think it's something like 10 of the 11 games that you guys have won it has had you scoring first. So it does show that there's a pretty strong track record of success when you're able to score that first goal. I wanted to move on a little bit to your family and home life. John, we'll start with you. Talk a little bit about your family back in Michigan, what the size of the town is, what your upbringing is like.
Yeah, I'm from Novi, Michigan. There's probably about 50,000 people, I think. I have a younger sister. She's 18. She just graduated last year. Yeah.
I'm from the city named Kolin. It's about 30,000 people. I have an older brother. He's 21. He goes to college in the Czech Republic. I have dad, mom. They're here actually right now watching the games. I have a dog, Alf. If you ever watched the show,
Alf?
The show about Alf.
Oh yeah.
He comes from the space. We named him because of that.
Does he eat cats?
No, he doesn't.
Because Alf was quite fond of that.
Yeah. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, well, I had a chance to actually talk to your mom and dad a little bit in Brookings there, and they're over for quite a while. And I saw your dad around the showcase around Blaine too, so they get an opportunity, to travel to see you. So that's pretty awesome for starters. Yeah. But that's a long time to be gone from home.
Yeah, especially my dad loves to come and watch me play. My mom's can't as much because of her work, but my dad comes a lot, and you'll probably see more than any other parent. It's just pretty funny, yeah.
And he comes from the farthest away too, so that's amazing. Czech Republic, obviously. You, how did it transpire? How did you come to the United States, and when did you come?
I came 2 years ago. I played for the Tampa Scorpions with Peter Morgan. Our coach was Vinny Prosper, played 13 years in NHL, and they went in Czech Republic and played my team when I was there, and he kind of like scouted me and wanted me on his team. So I said, why not? I saw it as a good opportunity, and last year we played in the NAPHL. I got tendered here. I'm here.
Awesome. What were your first impressions of the United States when you first got here?
Everything was bigger, and I didn't speak much of English, pretty much nothing. So first 2 months was really hard to learn it language, and it's just much different.
Yeah. Well, doing a great job with the English now. So,
Thank you.
John, you're obviously a veteran here, second year with the Wings, and in your final year as a junior hockey player. But you played in the USHL and spent a season in the BCHL, if I'm not mistaken. When did you get started playing hockey? At what age? And what did you see it? At what point did you decide? You know what? I'm gonna, quit the school hockey stuff or whatever and pursue this dream in juniors.
Yeah, I started when I was young. I think my dad put me on skates when I was 2 or 3 years old outside in the backyard. Typical. But yeah, then I started playing organized hockey probably around 4 or 5, and then just kind of moved up the ladder. And yeah, I mean, I fell in love with the game from day one, and yeah.
Okay. A couple of other questions before we move on to more hockey stuff, but I'll get a couple of fun ones for you guys, I thought. First of all, is there a favorite food? First of all, okay, what is your favorite food? And second of all, is there a food, maybe it is your favorite, that isn't available to you here in Aberdeen?
My favorite food, I'd have to go with steak. A nice ribeye.
Well, that's certainly available here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, plenty of it. Something that's not available here. Oof. Probably sushi. I mean, I know there's sushi here, but I don't know. When I'm at home, I kind of just go to Kroger and pick up sushi, and it's pretty good. So.
Right on. How about you, Stepan? Especially, I thought it interesting because years ago there was a big guy named Jonathan Gustafsson from Sweden, who all he talked about was this bread of chips that weren't in the United States, and it seemed like he couldn't get enough of those.
My favorite food probably be goulash. It's like the typical European meal,
Mm-hmm.
and I really like that. You don't get it here. And
Isn't goulash just like hamburger and the elbow noodles and the tomato sauce and stuff like it is here?
No,
it's different.
It's much different.
Okay.
Than here.
That's what I thought.
And probably like the food here, I like steak too. I'll
Yeah.
probably go with the steak. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, another question, kind of a philosophical question. I'm going to make your brains burn a little bit. What, if you could choose to be anything in the world, like any job, do anything, except a hockey player, what would it be?
Oh boy. I'd say maybe an astronaut. Be kind of cool to go up in space.
Right on.
Yeah, I'd have to go with astronaut.
I was thinking of being a pilot.
Like-
That would be pretty cool.
Like military pilot, like jets, or like a commercial pilot?
anything, I just kind of want to
Fly.
Fly, yeah.
Very cool.
That would be pretty cool, yeah.
Good answers. Good job. Okay, if you could go back 5 years ago to talk to 13-year-old Stepan or a 15-year-old John, what advice would you give and what would you say to yourself?
I'd tell myself to always stay on the path and keep grinding. Always to try and get better every day. And eventually, I mean, good things will happen if you keep working hard. So.
Right on. Very good message.
Yeah, probably the same thing. Just keep working hard, and maybe the dreams will come true if you keep working hard and do what you like, and just keep going.
Excellent. I think I asked Wags that question last year, and he surprised me with his deep thoughts about enjoying time as you're going through the grind and stuff in the process, taking time to stop and enjoy it. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, another weird question. If you could be, or if you had to be, I should say, totally bald, on your entire body totally bald, or completely covered in hair head to toe, which would you choose?
I'd say completely covered in hair. Because if I
Warmer.
Obviously warmer, and I don't know, just something about being completely bald, just kind of look look like a thumb, kind of, I guess.
Like an infant.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would probably go bald.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just feels. I don't like hair much, I guess.
Right on.
I
Well,
like to go bald. I guess.
maybe then you could be an
my
Olympic
growth a little.
swimmer or something.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, guys, back to all right, back to reality, I guess here, or back to the grind as we were talking. Bismarck's coming up. You got a homestand against them. Again, this team, as we were talking with Coach about just before the commercial break there, Bismarck's going to come at you guys with a lot of intensity. They always do. And you guys right now playing pretty darn well. Best win percentage in the entire league, and really kind of firing on all cylinders. What do you have to do against a team like Bismarck to prepare for them? Because like I said, you know they're going to come with a lot of intensity, a lot of emotion, and a lot of physicality. And then, you know, from the preparation standpoint, what do you have to then put into play, or what do you have to do to come away with a couple of W's?
I think we just have to do what we have been doing the past few weeks. I mean, after the weekend, hit the reset button, and then kind of prepare for Bismarck with video, practice plans, and all that. You know, when we come to the rink every day, we try and get better and push each other. And I think that's helping us a lot right now.
Right.
With I think it's 12 games with at least a point or a win. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with John. You know, we just gonna go through the plan. You know, the coaches are always preparing us the whole week before a game, and we're just gonna do what they tell us and get ready for a big weekend. And fans will be ready. It's a home game, so
Yeah.
let's get those 4 points.
Right, and you know, and John's a vet, obviously, so he went through a season playing against Bismarck and so on, so he knows the intensity that they can come with at times. And Stepan, now you've seen them twice. Do you guys, as a whole, I mean, I know the right answer is going to say no, that you go through the process and everything, and that everybody, you know, you treat everybody the same. But are there certain teams that you maybe get up for a little bit? Like a team like Bismarck, where that they play with a lot of emotion.
Well, like we always know before a game that like how the teams are doing,
Mhm.
the standings and stuff. But the league is so tough.
Yeah.
That, like any team can beat anyone.
Yeah.
So we just have to be ready every weekend.
Very professional answer. Good job. John, your thoughts?
Yeah, like Pokey said, I mean, every game's going to be a test for us, especially playing for Aberdeen. Every team wants to kind of take us down, I guess. We always get everyone's best game. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, boys, I won't keep you any longer here. We'll let you get on with the rest of your day, but we do have some specifics to go over about the weekend's games. Friday, November 9th versus the Bismarck Bobcats. There is a Thanksgiving food drive. Bring a non-perishable food item and receive $2 off admission at the door. Corporate sponsor for the night is Hub City Radio. YMCA floor hockey recognition during the first intermission, and skate with the Wings after the game. So even if you can't skate, don't bring your skates, whatever, you can come on out, walk on the ice, get some autographs and some pictures taken with these hot shots here. Saturday, November 10th versus the Bismarck Bobcats. Veterans Day game. All vets will receive free admission with the proper ID, courtesy of Stutzman Harley-Davidson in Aberdeen. That is awesome. You're a veteran. This is the Wings and the Stutzman Harley-Davidson's way of saying thank you for your service. Bring that ID and you get in absolutely free. The corporate sponsor for the night is Seabright Tree Moving and Dakota Directional. All PC or Presentation College students will receive free admission at the door, courtesy of Presentation College. Doors open for all Wings home games at 5:30, and the puck always drops at 7:15. $10 general admission tickets are on sale now at any of the 4C Express locations in Aberdeen with additional purchase. And for all the latest news and information, visit AberdeenWings.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and on Instagram. Once again, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show, Stepan Pokorny and John Sladek. I wish you best of luck against the Bobcats this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, folks, that will pretty much wrap up this week's Wings Weekly.